the Warriors right now are on a 5-game win streak. They beat the Hawks 143-141.
It's crazy.
And had it not been for Mitchell's 71 points, we're talking about Klay Thompson's 54 points. The Warriors are now 20-18, 9th seed in the West. They're 17-2 at home, the best record at home in the NBA. And Klay's stats in his 5-game win streak, 34 games, 60% true shooting. And without Steph, he's averaging 25. I think Klay Thompson is taking his game to another level. I think when asked to step up, he has. I thought that player was going to be Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole has done it.
For sure.
But Klay Thompson has done it in different ways. This is from Mathketball on Twitter. He had an amazing Mathketball.
I like that.
This is from them, and Klay Thompson, his assist percentage went up. He's averaging 8 drives per game. That's up from 57% with Steph, and he's passing on 72% of them. So he's creating a lot of open looks. And during this homestand, his offensive rebound rate is 4.3. Before it was 1.8. His defensive rebound rate was 11.8. Before it was 10.8. So he's rebounding better. He's playmaking better. He's defending better. And he's scoring better and more efficiently. And Klay Thompson has always been this player. It's just been a matter of getting healthy and getting back into a rhythm and taking better shots. And I think Klay Thompson has done all those things, and collectively, he has put himself back into top 6. You can argue maybe even top 5, depending on who you ask. Top shooting guards in the game. He's just that impactful, I think.
You just had to trust the process with Klay Thompson. You understand the talent that he has. He was just working back from the 2 worst injuries that you can have in basketball, an ACL and a torn Achilles. Of course, he wasn't going to come back the same player immediately, but you saw it in spurts last season, and this season he started off horrendous, and people were destroying his name. Riv in particular, I hate to talk about him when he's not on the show, but Riv was absolutely crucifying Klay Thompson. But you just had to trust that Klay Thompson was going to get back to Klay Thompson basketball. I'm going to let you slide a little bit. You kind of threw his name in the mud a little bit, only slightly, but you did ultimately respect Klay Thompson for the majority.
You took Gary Trent over him.
Hey, I'm a Gary Trent guy. All right, I'm a Gary Trent guy.
That would you rather? I took nobody over Klay.
It was kind of rude.
I think there was like one guy I took over Klay. I think that was
really.
Big.
Maybe I have to go back. Hey, I apologize. I like Gary Trent, and he's been playing very well recently.
He's a backup.
He's a 6-man.
Backup?
He's not a backup. Bro. He's not a backup. He's a 6-man. He's a 6-man. And he's been playing very well these last couple of weeks, but not on this level. Absolutely not. And Klay Thompson, in the absence of Steph Curry, has absolutely answered the call and stepped up when he's needed to. And this performance is an absolute emphasis on that. In a situation where you need a player to be big, you can rely on Klay Thompson. And I'm just happy for him, the human being, someone who had to face as much adversity as he has. And you saw that it was really taking a toll on him, that he was he's very open about, I feel like, how it comes across in the presser. He was like, come on, man, like you're going to count me out. You're not even going to give me a chance. It's been 2 years. I'm trying to work back. At least let me work back. Give me some time to be great. And I'm glad that he has absolutely answered all the calls and silenced a lot of doubters. Klay Thompson is who he's always been, a baller.
For sure. And to talk about Gary Trent, he's actually has 22 right now in overtime against the Bucks.
He's a savage.
We haven't talked about the Bucks. They've been pretty sketchy over these last couple
really
of weeks.
Have.
But also, you were talking about Klay Thompson, his playmaking ability and passing. I have from B-Ball Index, great follow on Twitter. He is one of the most, in terms of pass creation quality, he is among the league leaders in it this season. I mean, he's really, obviously known for his three-point ability and scoring ability, but passing this season has definitely, been one of his strengths as well. As you mentioned it, these last 3 games, Klay's dropped 54 points with 10 threes, 31 points with 7 threes, 29 points with 5 threes, and he's the only player this season to have multiple games of 10-plus 3-point shots. 10 3-point makes. And to talk about the Warriors, because, obviously Klay had the would you rather early in the year, got a little disrespectful, a little spicy, some of the names that were thrown out there. Looking back on it now, probably wasn't the best decision at the time. I don't remember off the top of my head the players I took, but I do remember it being pretty disrespectful and having to think about it. But just talk about the Warriors because, Klay being back is obviously a big part of this in terms of being back, like getting back to his original play, and not having Steph here is, one of the more surprising things, because when this first came out, we're talking about it.
They're cooked.
It's over, right? They're going to be hopefully a play-in team. Maybe they could, sneak in, win a game. Now they're a tough opponent, but this 5-game winning streak, it's impressive, but it's also been at home, right? And we know the home road splits are just insane. They're the best team at home and the worst team on the road. They do have wins over the Grizzlies and Jazz where you could look at and be like, okay, those are two teams that you'll see in the playoffs, most likely, maybe not matched up, but playoff teams. But I do think it gets scary if you are one of those teams who have played well all season. You'll be a top 3 team, Nuggets, the Pelicans, whoever it might be. And you have to play the Warriors in the first round, who, while this win streak is impressive at home, they're eventually going to have to go on the road where they are the worst team. So it's going to even out at some point. But it's going to be very scary for a team who's played well all season, but then you run into this Warriors dynasty, which I'm assuming Steph Curry is going to be healthy. You have Klay Thompson playing at his Klay Thompson-like level. Jordan Poole, who has been great this season for the most part, streaky, but overall played really well. Kuminga's stepped up as well. Kevon Looney had a game-winning shot. He's had his best season so far this year. And you're going to go up against this team who is going to be one of the best coach teams in the league, team with the most history in the league in terms of experience in the playoffs, dynasty. Obviously, the Warriors have everything going for them in terms of we've done this, we've been here, we've had this experience, whether we're up in the series, down the series, have to come back from a game, leading the game. It's going to be very scary for a team to have to go to Golden State and going to have to win at least one of those games, right? And the Warriors, the way they're playing this season, it's going to be hard. And we might have overlooked them after this Klay injury. We might have, took it a little bit. Steph injury. Might have taken it and said, kind of counted them out. But at the end of the day, if they're going to play, they're going to win 90% of their home games. They're going to be in the playoffs without a doubt. They might even be able to sneak into that 6 seed and get into the playoff lock. But Steph Curry, I believe, is expected back around
January 13th.
That's 10 days from now, 9 days from now. So the fact that they were able to survive this stretch and, not have a 2-10 record over this or whatever it might be, however many games he was out, very impressive. That just goes to show, the culture they've built there and Steve Kerr's coaching ability and having guys step up when it's really been needed. It's been really impressive to see.
The Warriors have 2 home games after tonight. They face the Magic and Suns. That's very winnable. And then they go on a 5-game road trip, which starts January 13th. I don't think the Warriors are a team that just can sneak in to the playoffs. I think they can still get a top seed in the playoffs. The West is very, very tight.
No, it's possible, especially with Curry coming back.
If you look at the West right now, for one, we're not even at All-Star break. We're not even an All-Star break, so I
have it if you want.
It's way too soon to talk about
right now. The Warriors are 4.5 games out of first place.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that we're not even an All-Star break. I think it's way too soon to just talk about seedings. But like you said, 4.5 games
out of first
seed. The West is extremely close this season.
My Lakers are only 8.
Yeah, and we just saw what the Nets did. The Nets went on a 12-game win streak.
Nets just lost to the Bulls.
They did.
Yeah. Frauds. Keep the energy. Frauds.
They lost to OKC by 50.
Don't move me. You lost to the fucking Bulls. Trash. OKC clears.
They're better than OKC.
No, you lost to OKC.
Clears.
You lost to OKC without SGA.
Don't move me. Y'all lost to the Bulls.
Giddey had 25.
That team is fucking trash.
Giddey had 25.
Yo, y'all lost to the Bulls. That's hilarious. Kobe White had a chase down block on KD. You should be embarrassed.
It's funny. It's gonna be funny when January 12th the Nets beat the Celtics
and we smoke, y'all.
Can't wait to go to the game.
And they're going to be the first seed in the Eastern Conference.
What are we gonna do to y'all? Remember when we were at the Nets game and they were saying we want Boston sweep?
We knew that was
sweep.
We knew that was a bad decision.
It was. Oh my god.
Ball knowers knew.
Yeah.
This season though. Scary hours.
The Celtics
really won the championship. That's tough.
Yeah, Nets got swept in the first round.
KD got a chip. Kyrie got a chip. They got chips.
Because of who? LeBron and Steph Curry. God forbid.
Come on. Two goats of our generation.
On those Warriors teams.
Huh?
So, KD was a closer on those Warriors teams.
Has KD won a chip without Steph?
That doesn't mean he wasn't impactful to what he did for the Warriors. No, that doesn't take away from his impact on the Warriors, though.
It was a big impact. Hasn't won without Steph.
2 Finals MVPs, 35 points per year.
I mean, he was the second best player in the world at the time. I would hope that his impact would be felt.
He was a better player than Steph at that time. He was the best player on that team.
Not going to disagree with you.
He was the best player on that team.
Got to do it without Steph.
Steph Curry, though, at the time, back-to-back MVP, people definitely did have him in that conversation to be the second best player in the NBA.
And even if you don't want to say KD was the best player on the team, to say that there wasn't an argument is
foolish.
So even if, KD, there's an argument that he was the best and he was the closer for those playoffs. There's a reason in the Clippers in the first round he dropped 50 versus the Clippers on Pat Bev after Pat Bev was talking all that shit.
On Pat Bev, come on, dude. There's like
versus
a
10-inch
height difference.
Versus Houston in 2019. Him and James Harden went toe-to-toe for the first 3 games, going back with 40 pieces. I mean, it was just, he was the one dueling. Steph Curry was more in the background of those, especially in the 2019 Rocket series. He did have his moment in Game 6.
I was going to say, where he went 30 points after getting held scoreless.
Before that, he was averaging 22 points per game, I believe, in that series. KD was the one who was averaging like 40 in that series.
Let me ask you, in that 2018 series against the Cavs, didn't Curry average more points than KD? Was it 29? No, the first one wasn't even a competition. I think KD averaged 35.
Yeah.
Sorry, completely irrelevant, but Sauce and Mbappe were at the Nets game tonight.
Interesting.
There's pictures with KD.
You're gushing?
Yeah, I'm so good.
Pull it up for me. I think I'm right about that.
Yeah, so the first finals,
KD was 35.
Yeah, 35, Steph was 29.
Yep.
The second finals, KD was 29, Steph was 27.5.
Bucks ended up winning.
Yeah.
I mean, so either which way you shape it. I mean, KD was
averaged 29, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists and 2 blocks.
He was amazing.
And he shot 52% from the field and 40% from 3. Yeah.
No, KD was otherworldly.
We're never going to see somebody like that again.
No.
At all.
No.
But, yeah, I think the Warriors could get the first seed in the West. It's up for grabs right now. And
feels good not hating KD
this
anymore,
next 3 games, the homestand, and now this 5-game road stretch is going to be big for them. But I think even without Steph, they can manage. Right now, I look at the Warriors. They have 7 players that can be in a legit playoff rotation. Of course, it's Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Dre, Looney, the best 5-man lineup when they're out there. And then off the bench, Jordan Poole, I have to mention him. And the 7th player is DiVincenzo. I do think with Kuminga and Moody and Anthony Lamb, Jermichael Green, the trust isn't fully there. But with these 7 players, I think the trust is fully there for them to have impactful playoff minutes. It's just going to be who fills out those probably next 2
DiVincenzo's been
roles.
spectacular these last couple of games.
Yeah, he's been
big
amazing.
Stops defensively, big shots on offense.
Just a great guy, man.
Fucking Villanova.
Dude really waved off Klay.
Be honest. Hate that man.